What if the very thing your child is obsessed with, the thing you keep shutting down, is the key to their future success? Or what if the very thing you laughed at was the very thing that could save the world? Today's story is about gifts, recognition, and the kind of love that guides rather than imposes. If you're a parent, a mentor, or even someone trying to reclaim your own dreams, this story would move you. This is the story of Dr. Benjamin Edwards, who made us laugh while the world was crying. Hi everyone, welcome to Stories That Inspire, where we tell real emotional stories to remind you that life, purpose and healing can show up in the most unexpected ways. My name is Remilekun Idowu, and if you're new here, I am glad you found this channel. And to my returning community, you already know how much I appreciate you. Thank you for riding with me always. This week's story is powerful. It's about passion, purpose, and a young doctor whose comedy helped people survive the darkest days of COVID. If you have ever had a silly gift that others didn't understand, or if you're a parent wondering how to support your child's dream, please watch till the end. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss more inspiring stories like this every Friday. And if you've missed any of our past episodes, the playlist link is right here at the top of your screen. Catch up after this one. Now, let's talk about Dr. Benjamin Edwards, the man who made the world laugh while it cried. The Edwards family was a very reputable family in their community, with a multi-generational lines of surgeons. Dr. John Edwards, renowned surgeon. Dr. Mrs. Jane Edwards, pediatrician. Their only son, Ben, was a quiet, brilliant, and obedient boy. But Ben had something they never planned for, a secret gift. While others read textbooks, Ben wrote jokes. He mimicked pastors, copied politicians' speeches, pretended to be his father, yelling at interns. In boarding school, his bunkmates laughed so hard they begged him to shut up before they laughed to death. But at home, comedy had no place. Ben, you want to be a clown? In this house, we raise doctors, not jesters. So Ben zipped it shut, packed up his gifts in silence, and walked into medical school like a soldier without a smile. Even in med school, laughter followed him. It was the guy everyone wanted in their group project because it would make the most boring topics hilarious. He once turned a presentation on malaria into a rap battle between a mosquito and the red blood cell. The professor laughed, then deducted marks. Medicine is serious business, Mr. Edwards. Focus. Ben focused, he passed, graduated with honors, became a junior doctor, which he loved very much. But deep inside, it was unfulfilled. Something about healing only the body felt incomplete. He missed the joy, the laughter, the connection. And then the world changed in 2020. The world shut down. Hospitals overflowed. People died alone. Doctors broke down. Nurses cried in storage closets. At the hospital, Ben worked long shifts in PPE so hot that it left marks on his face. Every day, he came home and slumped on the floor, not from fatigue, but from emotional exhaustion. One day, A young nurse collapsed into a chair and whispered, "I can't do this anymore." And without thinking, Ben snapped into character, mimicked the way their boss backed orders, exaggerated the new COVID protocol with dramatic flair. The nurse burst into laughter. Then more nurses came in. And before long, the whole staff room was in tears, not from stress, but from laughing so hard. Someone recorded it. That night, it went viral on WhatsApp. By morning, it was on Instagram. By afternoon, BBC Pidgin reposted it. And that's when everything changed. Ben continued skits during breaks. Skits about COVID weddings with social distancing, skits about African parents and conspiracy theories. One where he impersonated his own mother, telling him, "Sanitize your soul, not just your hands." Laughter echoed through the word. One patient in the isolation unit laughed so hard he had to use oxygen. However, that patient, he was a top media executive. The next day, he reached out to Ben. "You're not just funny, son. You're healing people. Ever thought of sharing this to the world?" Ben blinked. "Sir, I'm just a doctor. This is just stress relief." The man looked him in the eye and said, "No, this is a purpose relief, and it's rare. Don't bury it." That night, Ben opened an anonymous Instagram page at Laughter in Medicine. He posted his first reel, a 60-second skit about how different parents from different backgrounds and ethnicities are reacting to lockdown. Then another about online churches. Then another about dating during curfew. In a few weeks, he had his first 10,000K followers, then 50,000 followers. After about 6 months, he reached 100K followers. His phone blew up. DMs poured in about how his kids made an impact. "My husband passed, but you made me laugh again. I'm a nurse in Italy. You've helped me survive. Please post more. Your videos are keeping us sane." It wasn't just a doctor anymore. It was a global voice of joy. Brand deals followed. Media interviews, talk shows, online events, virtual comedy nights for hospitals. His content crossed borders. He was invited to a TED Talk, Healing Through Humor. He even opened the show for a major comedian at a virtual international show with over 2 million viewers. His earnings from reels, brand collabs, and appearances more than triple his monthly doctor's salary. But more than the money, it was the impact. One day, a child recovering from COVID came up to him with a phone. "Dr. Ben, I made a comedy video too. Can you watch it?" Ben smiled. That was the moment he knew his gifts had multiplied. After the lockdown lifted, Ben visited home. At dinner, his father said, "So, I saw one of your videos. Someone at the club forwarded it to me." The room went quiet. Ben pulled out his laptop, showed them his TED Talk, showed them his mural of smiling faces with "Laugh Loud, Live Long" printed under it. Showed them emails, comments, or words. His father sat silent for a while, then whispered, "You had always displayed this talent as a child, but I feel guilty that I shut it up. I thought I was protecting you. I didn't know this was even a real thing or a means of livelihood." Ben nodded and said, "I love being a doctor, and you made me strong, Dad. but I wish you taught me that strength could also come from laughter. That same year, Ben was honored for his contribution to moral and mental health during COVID. He received recognition standing beside professors and scientists. He walked on stage, not in scrubs, but in a sharp native attire and a red clown nose. Everyone laughed, and then the nation applauded him. Let's pause here. Do you know how close the world came to never knowing Fela Anikulapo Kuti, who studied medicine but abandoned it for music? Today, his legacy as the king of Afrobeats touches all the four corners of the globe. Or Leonardo da Vinci, who studied engineering and anatomy, became one of the most famous painters. Or even Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, who studied electrical engineering. He is now a world-renowned comedian. Just to name a few. What if someone had silenced their gifts? Dear parents, I'm not saying let your child not attain a university degree. My husband and I always tell our son, who loves soccer, and our daughter, who loves to draw, that would always support their passion on the condition that their academic performance remains on top. This is so that they can stay focused and have multiple talents and skills that can help them be great in the future. All I'm saying is pay attention to other talents, dreams, passion, or skills of your child. Pay attention to the gifts that don't wear uniforms and the talents that don't come with a degree. So let them humor, let them stage mini dramas, let them paint, let them play soccer or any other sports, let them write poems or even play instruments. Let them code and be creative. Ben never stopped being a doctor. He just found a new way to heal, be fulfilled, and be financially free. So I ask you, what is buried in you or your child, and whose life might depend on you unwrapping it? If you've made it to the end, thank you. That means you believe, just like I do, that no gift is too small, no calling too strange, and no child's passion is too silly. So if the story touched you in any way, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here on Stories That Inspire. Until then, stay kind, stay open, and remember, sometimes your gift isn't just about you, it's about someone else's solution.